Happy Thursday. Today we had a massive bounce around all indices with triple Qs, which is Nasdaq is up 2.7%, S&P 500 up 2%, VIX got crushed almost 10% down. Tomorrow is Friday. Are we going to have another VIX crush Friday? Stay tuned. And before we go further, please guys, if you like the content, hit the like button. It just takes you 1 second to hit the like, helps channel grow, and it helps reach out to a lot of people. It's all free, so please share and subscribe with your friends and family. All right, so we had a massive bounce. This is chart of MES, which is S&P 500. This is entire US stock market. You can see now we have a massive bounce. This is weekly chart. So I wanted to show you guys something from weekly perspective, just to like zoom out a bit. All right, so you can see what's happening here. Okay, so you can see this zooming out a bit, longer term picture. Okay, this is weekly candle. So you can see this week's candle, we had a bounce. We dipped down to this support. Okay, this support of 20 EMA, which is this white line. Okay, we dipped down. You can see these weekly candles. Okay, if you look at my videos from there was one short video I was saying how many candles we got up, and it was due for a bounce. A red candle looks like we came down. We retested this support of 20 EMA, this white line. You can see this white line, this white EMA line. We tested it and now we are bouncing. Okay, this is like a Thor hammer, and tomorrow if we close above, that's a bullish sign. All right, so long term, just for next couple of months out, this is weekly analysis, so I'm expecting a little bit of dip. Okay, little bit of dip when Apple earnings is done. Okay, you can see this purple, you can see this purple cycle, you can see this purple cycle going down. This is Russell 2000 cycle. I will show you very soon. This is Russell 2000. It's getting bottom here. Okay, that's going to put some downwards pressure on S&P 500 because there's a lot of financial sectors are there, and also we will be done with earnings. So this is almost end of May. So soon, once Apple earning is done next week, I'm expecting a dump, and that's going to be a really nice buy to dip opportunity. Okay, so you should be looking to buy around 4,000. Okay, so which is going to be spy around 395 to 400. Look to buy, and then we're going to have another bounce late summer, and then we're going to top out around 4,300. Okay, so market is not going to crash. Whoever is thinking in like you can see all YouTubers or all media, whoever is saying market is going to crash, this chart right now is not set up to be crashed. Okay, so basically it's going to present a nice buy to dip opportunity. If you miss this rally, wait for this dip. Okay, it's going to happen sometime in May or early June. Wait for this dip. When you get that dip around 395 to 400 spy, look to buy for a bounce higher. Right, so now we are done with that. Let's go to daily chart. This is short-term analysis. Okay, now I want you to focus on this yellow circle. Okay, this yellow cycle here. Okay, these yellow cycles. Okay, so you can see this yellow cycle is now putting some upwards pressure. So looks like we bottom yesterday. Okay, bottom yesterday was bottom. You can see cycle low was due around 24th of April, but looks like we had couple of days shift out. Okay, I was expecting bottom to be around last Thursday, Friday. Okay, but looks like it got shifted by a couple of days, so we got bottom yesterday. So it's quite possible plus minus 1 or 2 days to get cycle bottom. So now we are bottom here, so cycle is a little bit shifted. It's a bit late. Now we're getting a bounce, and now I do expect this bounce to kind of uh, break, touch previous highs around 4190 or even break it. Okay, now you see this cycle is going higher, so that's going to put some upwards pressure to retest previous highs or even break it. So again, Apple earnings are next week, I think around 4th of May. So I don't think market is going to go down until that. So I think most likely we're going to keep going higher. Okay, slowly chopping around, keep going higher until Apple earnings, and then we're going to get dump. All right, it can extend a bit, but uh, my advice to you is look to take profits next week. Okay, so you're going higher, don't get too greedy, take profits, and then you can see this cycle low here coming around June. So I think once that's done, this could be slightly off, so we will be expecting a dip. And this dip on weekly, this dotted line, if I go back to weekly, you can see this dotted line is coming from Russell 2000 weekly. Okay, this dotted line, so it's possible it's going to put some downwards pressure on this. So So that will be a good area to buy. Okay. So again, recap, looking to top out by next week. Okay. Apple earnings, until that time, earnings season expects a pump. Okay. Retest previous highs and then sell, perfectly sell. And then we are already in the sell zone. Okay. Go back to this chart. You can see what happened here. You can see now we touch this sell zone. All right. You can see this dotted line. We are right there. We touch this sell zone again. Okay. So this is the box to not go long. This is the box to short. Okay. So you can buy put options. You can buy inverse ETFs of S&P 500. This is the box to sell and take profits. This is not the box to go long. Okay. Again, so I've been telling you guys this chart worked every time, so we are getting to extreme zones. Okay, so be very quick and look to take profits. All right, expect a little bit more pump and then a dump. All right, so now we got rid of that. So now let's go to S&P 500 SPY ETF. Let's go to daily hourly chart and see what's going on here. You can see we created a gap up and now we close this gap as well. All right, so this gap here, which was created 25th of April, so we can get rid of this, delete this. So now we created another gap. There's another down. There are three gaps down. All right. Let's go back to daily. Let's put back volume down, volume again. You can see we're going up on a higher volume. Okay. Very big breakout. Okay. And this is mainly due to Meta. We'll cover it soon. So this 395 will eventually be filled. So again, if you look at S&P 500 MES chart, what I told you, it's quite possible we're going to have an equal high, maybe go a bit higher. Okay, I don't think we're gonna go straight here. Maybe go a bit higher, go back to fill these gaps, and then gonna go and fill this. Okay, that's my projection. All right, so be mindful of that and plan your activities based on this. All right, now let's go to US 100. Let's go to 1 hour chart. I want to show you something. This is the range I showed you yesterday. Okay, we were in this big range on futures, and look what happened. I was telling you day before yesterday we're gonna go hit the top. It was a day late, and now look what happened. We broke out. Now we are breaking out of this zone. This was a fake out. We dumped. Again we broke out. Now we're back testing, and then let's see if this can hold. Okay, we don't want this to go back in the channel. Okay, if we go back in the channel, then most likely it's going to go back to the lower part. Okay, I think we're going to have a little bit more pump. All right, now go back to triple Qs, which is the Nasdaq ETF. Let's go to 1 hour chart. There's a gap here, and on 322, let's go to daily. So today also it had a gap up on 1 hour, mainly due to Facebook Meta, and looks like we're very close to filling this gap. So Nasdaq is very strong compared to S&P 500. So most likely on Nasdaq, looks like we want to go higher, fill these two gaps around 330, and then come back to fill this gap. There are three gaps here. Okay, fill this gap and then go higher again. All right, that's what I'm expecting. It could even go. There's also this daily trend line. It can even break it. We'll see how it goes. Looks like it's going to break it because there are three gaps, and then it's going to dump and then go higher. All right, that's what I'm expecting on triple Qs. VIX got crushed. All right, so now it looks like a cycle low is coming here around 12th of May. So I'm expecting a little bit of more dump. Okay, and then a pump higher. All right, on VIX. Okay, so be mindful of that. Let's go beyond that. Let's go to US 2000. Okay, let's US 2000. Basically, it's going to do same as S&P 500. Expecting a little bit of pump to basically close these gaps and then a dump. All right. Let's go to Dow Jones ETF, which is DIA. This is basically um, the sector with 30 industrial stocks. It again, let's go to 1 hour chart and see what happened. Again gapped up. Okay, huge resistance coming here, and there are multiple gaps to the downside, so it's possible we're going to fill these gaps first. Okay, and then come back to fill these bottom gaps. All right, now US 2000, this is zombie companies. Again, let's see how IWM did today, which is 1.34%. So you can see weekly, this is the cycle analysis on US 2000. All right, you can see on weekly we are now coming very close to this bottom here. Okay, now you can see this cycle low is coming here. So if I try to can see what's going on. A little bit more sell off, okay, around 15th of May. I'm expecting bottom here. Okay, so a little bit of more sell off. You can see this dotted line and then a push higher. Okay, you can see these two cycles are going, putting a pressure upwards. So that's gonna present an opportunity for this cycle to go higher. All right, now go back to sorry, let's go back to weekly. This is showing it perfectly here. Okay, you can see this is weekly chart. You can see a little bit more pressure, probably test previous lows or even here. So we're getting very close to the bottom. Actually, we are a couple of weeks away now. So getting very close to bottom, and this is going to present a great opportunity to buy Russell 2000 or bank stocks for a bounce higher. Okay, so let's go back to daily. Let's go to AutoZone. You can see we're getting a couple of days away, and then a little bit more downside, and then a bounce. All right. So that's on Russell 2000. Natural gas. Go to 1 hour chart. Still my gaps are not filled here. I'm expecting this gap to fill before I can get bullish. So again, I want to buy around here, so nothing changed. So not a lot to talk about. One thing to see, I found UNL. This is better than UNG, although it does not have a high liquidity, a lot of volume in it. But this is better to buy instead of UNG. It has less management expense fee, so look to buy UNL. All right, if you're interested in natural gas. All right, so let's go to crude oil. Again, basically just basically making a flag, and again I'm expecting more pressure to go to downside. Just there's support here, it's right on support around 73.5, and you can see support here, broke down, again bounce, support, broke down, breakout, again support, right on support, expecting more weakness coming here. Okay, trying to test previous lows or even going lower. All right, Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin futures. All right, again again on the resistance here. Okay, pump here, but it's a bit still the cycle low is coming around 11th of May, expecting more dump. This is the buy zone, which is around 23,495 to 25, around 26,000. So look to buy around this zone. So the cycle low is going to be around 11th of May. So I'm expecting a little bit of dump, buy it, and again a pump. All right, same thing with Ethereum, looking to for a bit of dip, buy it, and a pump. All right, dollar, I'm really bearish on dollar. The cycle is coming here, cycle low is coming here, look to sell dollar. Right, okay, gold is one of the sectors I'm really looking to buy. You should be looking to buy physical gold. Okay, we're getting very close to this support here around 1950 to 1897. So anything around 1900 is going to be a good zone to buy gold. And then when you buy, and then it's gonna be by the end of this year, definitely gonna be about 2100. Okay, so I'm very bullish on gold. Basically a very good time is coming very soon. Same thing with silver, a bit more dip and then a bounce. All right, now wheat, let's go to daily. Still divergence, but looking weak. Actually it even breaking this channel. Let's go to weekly and see if anything. So again, until I see divergence on wheat, I'm going to be bearish on wheat. So nothing to say here. Palladium is acting same as gold, looking to buy. This is the buy zone. Okay, very close to the bottom. Look to buy here. Also, I told you guys, you can see on actually on weekly. Yesterday I told you guys, looks like we have divergence on RSI. It's a good sign. Looks like Palladium bottomed. So look to buy Palladium. This is a great time to buy Palladium. You can buy SPPP if you want to buy ETF, physical Palladium. This is also another good ETF to buy. All right. If you know any other Palladium ETF, let me know. Which put a comment there. All right. TNX. This is Treasury mortgage rates. Looks like we closed this gap, so get rid of that. And looks like you're bouncing now. The gaps up, gaps down. I want it to sell down and then go up. So we'll see how it goes. I'm bearish on this. Bonds, you can see sell off. Second low is coming very soon. Actually, it's happening Monday, May 1st. So a couple of more days, and then we're gonna have a bounce again. All right. So very close to cycle low. Good time to buy bonds. So a little bit more down. Maybe it will find some support here around 50 daily SMA, then bounce higher. All right. Let's go further. Let's go to gold miners. Although it's up, looking for, you can see it's following the same trajectory, looking for more sell-off and then a bounce higher. All right, same as gold. And looking at sectors, XLE is kind of 0.36%. Close the gap here. This gap here is fully closed now. Looking for more sell-off. Okay, you can see these two gaps. I will be really looking to buy here. That will be golden opportunity to buy if we get a big dump. XLU is bouncing now. Looking for basically, if you follow trajectory of SPY, I think we're gonna have a little bit of more bounce and then come down to fill these gaps. All right, XLV same thing, bounce, this massive gap is here, bounce, fill the gap and go down. Financials, a little bit of bounce, but again low is coming here. Look to buy on this low, that will be great area to buy. XLI is industrial, bouncing again, a little bit of bounce, fill this gap. Let's go to 1 hour chart. No gaps today, so fill this gap and then go down. XLE, real estate sector, again, fill some of these gaps. Maybe it will find resistance here and then go down. Right, that's all the sectors. Let's go to Tesla. Added some cycles here. Okay, this is a cycle is coming around 17th of May. Was up around 4%, little bit more bounce and then looking for sell-off. Maybe this is the buy zone between 148 to 135, so that will be a good opportunity to buy. This will be in line with a weakness in S&P 500, so look to buy it there. All right, let's go back to other sectors or other stocks like Apple. Apple now again back in this wedge. Okay, this is the purple line, you can see this is the wedge. Okay, let's go to 1 hour chart. If we create another gap here on 1 hour chart. All right, and now we are back in this wedge. Again, is it a new high? Yeah, it is a new high, but you can see nothing changed. PPO also has divergence. Okay, RSI also has divergence. We're making a new high on divergences, so we can chop around here and then eventually break. Okay, this is a sign of, this is a bearish rising wedge. Eventually it's going to break, and then I do expect most of these gaps to fill before the bounce. All right, so maybe a little bit more up until earnings and then go down. All right, and then go higher. All right, Google. All right, let's go to 1 hour chart. Did we fill this gap? Let's see, almost there, very close to filling this gap. Maybe we can say it's filled. No, still not, slightly less, so I'm going to leave it as unfilled gap. Looks like uh, again almost close to new high, still did not make. Even if you make a new high, it's going to be on bearish divergence on PPO and RSI. So basically probably from here going to fill these gaps, some of these gaps, and come down. Right, Microsoft gapped up, massive gap up. All right, there's another gap coming very soon here. Okay, another gap coming very soon. So again, you can see what's happening on Microsoft. Although we made a new high, but it's, you can see PPO is low, RSI is also lower. All right, so this is an early indication of a reversal. All right, so I'm expecting it's going to chop around here for another week or so until Apple earnings, fill this gap and then come back to fill this bottom gap. All right, snowflakes, again same thing, the gaps to the upside. All right, maybe go up a bit of, if you're lucky, fill this gap and then come down. All right, Meta, massive move today. You can see what's happening even on Meta, new highs, but on bearish RSI, bearish PPO. Okay, so nothing really changed. So eventually we're gonna get a dump, which is gonna be after Apple earnings, and these are the indication. We're getting a warning sign. Okay, so don't be very bullish at these times. Maybe a little bit of more pump. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna fill this gap, but pump and then come back. All right, Amazon was up after hours, but I think they said something after earnings and then it's dumping now. So I don't know how it's gonna open, but it was down around 3%. It was up around 11% and it got dumped. So One thing to note, it's right on this resistance line, okay? You can see this resistance line, this purple resistance line, resistance here, right on this resistance, okay? So it's on a key level here. This is an ideal level to actually, I think it even fill the gap. Let's go to 1 hour chart. I think this gap here, you can see this gap here, looks like it's filled. So let's get rid of this. This gap is filled. So, and then it capped up and now it found resistance right on this trend line. I did not change anything. Okay, so this is the ideal target to short, but let's see how tomorrow goes. If I expect some more pump based on S&P 500, expect a little bit of more pump. We will see. Maybe if earnings are bad, they might want to gap down, open on this. See if we open on one of these gap fills. If you open on 105 or 103, that will be ideal area to buy. That's not an ideal area to short. So if you open on these gaps here, gap down, buy it, and then it's gonna pump higher. All right. Else, if we gap up, then it's gonna keep going higher, fill few of these gaps, and then come down. Okay. So I don't know how Amazon is gonna open. Either it's gonna open on one of these gaps to the bottom, then it's going to pump higher, or it's going to open on this one of these gaps and then stabilize, a little bit more pump, and then dump. All right. Netflix, again up. Look, you can see nicely on this trend line, very nice support trend line. It's finding support here, again support. Now it's bouncing, so I think it's going to bounce with S&P 500, fill these two gaps, and then come down. All right. Nvidia, people keep trying to short. This stock does not want to give up. This is an ideal area to buy, so actually I'm going to get rid of this trend line. So eventually, I don't know how long it's going to last. Eventually, maybe after S&P 500 tops out, going to come down around 200 zone. All right. So look to take profits. This is a gap fill here around 208. It's a good area to buy. Right. AMD is bouncing again very close to the earnings, which is before Apple. So we'll see. Maybe on earnings it's going to pump higher, fill this gap, and then going to dump down. We'll see how it goes. Okay, guys. Yeah, FRCs. One guy, Aman, told me to look into it, so I'm looking for him. So let's get rid of some of the moving averages, volume. You can see what's happening here. It's making a bear flag. Okay, so this is a classic bear flag. So to predict the basically target, you can draw a post like this. You can move the post here. Okay, might be a bit scary, but looks like we might have more downside. All right, so be very careful here. It's possible we can go down to around $2. All right, so if this flag pattern plays out, you can see what's going on here, and there is a trend line here. You can see this could be a flag. Okay, so if this flag plays out, looks like more lower prices are coming. And with financial here, where's XLF? I want to show you again. Looking like it's going to bottom very soon, and then this is XLF, looking like it's going to have more downside very soon. And even S&P 500, even if you get pumped for next couple of days, I'm expecting a dump. So I think FRC is going to have, even if you have a little bit of pump here, even if you get a little bit of pump, I think eventually, even if you get a little bit of pump here, eventually it's going to dump. All right, so it's going to come back low. Right, so don't be very bullish yet. Wait for this dip. Look at S&P 500 when we bottom around here. Okay, when we are here around 4,000 zone or 395 on S&P 500, look to buy FRC at that time. Okay, until that time, I think it's just gonna be going lower. That's my personal review. All right. Okay, that's it, guys. If you're here, please on your way back, hit the like button. I really appreciate and hope you all had a great Thursday, and then I'll see you on Friday and have a good rest of the day. Take care. Bye bye.